Hi, and welcome back with me today, the ESE Parent Survey Day. In this segment, we are going to do a walkthrough of the BEESS website. And B stand for the Bureau of Exceptional Education and Student Services through the Florida Department of Education. All right, so I am gonna go ahead and share my screen. Hang in there with me for a second. Okay. All right, so as you can see here, this is um, the website for bees, and this website is on the Florida Department of Education website. It is under the ESE, Exceptional Students Education, and this is the main hub for anything that is ESE related information. Everything is on this page. Okay, so you will notice right away that right here there are a lot of information. This is a very important hub on the website, where you can navigate, and we're gonna walk it through with you, so you don't feel overwhelmed when you get onto this website. All right, so as you can see, there are different categories that are also different resources, topic section, and links to additional pages. Okay, so the BEESS website is organized into key areas like resource and information center, data and accountability, early education and pre-K, ESC eligibility categories, information, parent information, and secondary transition. Let's go right here. Okay. Here we have them. We also have dispute resolution and secondary transition and all that. So this is the exceptional student education, and then it will take you to the BEESS information. So instead of trying to take it all in at once, you can focus on the section that applies to you when you come here. So let's make this practical, and let's navigate to the parent information section, which is right here. All right, so on this website, on this section, I'm sorry, this is the one that is the most helpful for families. And as you can see, there is a variety of resources right here for families. Also, within this section of the website is where you can find information that is connected to the ESE parent survey. So if we click on here, this is where you will find all the information, the response dashboard. And if you remember earlier when we were going through the pre-K indicators and then the K to 12 indicators, this is where we came to find those results. So this is the current one, and like we mentioned, also you can go on here. This link will take you to the virtual format of this survey. And if you rather do it in and on paper format, you can go on here and it will show you the paper version. You can print it. Here it's in Spanish, and here it is also in Haitian Creole. Okay. And then if you keep going right here below here, you're going to find the results from previous year. So 24, 25, 23, 24, and so on. And this is how you can compare your data of your school district or your county, for your county, throughout the years, and see if there are improvements or they have been regression or the same, and what are those areas that need more attention. Okay. Let's navigate to the section of guidance, documents, and publication. Let's go back. Okay, so here we are at the publications and presentations. So right here you can find key guidance documents. For instance, you can find information, Project 10, legislation that was passed, right? And you can also find here technical assistant papers, guidance documents, and other resources. Like, let me scroll, access point, accommodations, assessments, behavior, and so on. ESE, ESE, ESY, FERPA, we talked about FERPA earlier, IDEA, IEP. So these are all very great resources. They may look technical, but they can be very, very helpful for our families. They do give an insight how decisions are made and what to expect. Okay. Now, let's go back right here. And here also, this is also one of the sections that I really like, the buzz. Here you can go and see the newsletters. They're really great ways to find information. There was one more thing I wanted to go back to right here, parent information. This is where we were earlier. And we went straight to the ESE parent survey, right? However, I wanted to go back here to show you some of the great information we have here. We have the Florida statutes and rules. We have procedure safeguard. We do have information on fiddlers, which we touched on in a previous segment. Here also we have information of disability history. So this is really great information. All right, let's go back to right here. All right, so here are, okay, we're back at the beginning. And now we are going to, let me see, okay, what else? So, okay, dispute resolution. This is also a great resource. So, a guide for parents. Then the procedure safeguard in English and then also in 10 different languages. here is where you're going to find information about facilitated IEP meeting. So what does that mean? So every parent has the right to request a facilitated IEP meeting. It can be state facilitated or facilitated through somebody from the district. You're going to have to request a facilitated IEP meeting. And basically you have what it means. You have an IEP meeting with somebody there that's going to facilitate and guide the meeting. Here we have the dispute resolution mechanisms, mediation, state complaints, due process, and all the information belonging to dispute resolution. We have here the link that guides you through early education and pre-kindergarten, ESE eligibility, right? So these are the categories under IDEA, and you can click into them to read more about it. Okay, then we have ESE policy and procedure monitoring. Here you can find the publication, the SPMPs through the district. Okay, gifted. Here we have the Individual Disabilities Education Act funded state project. So these are really great links to click on. Then we walk through the parent information. Let's look at related services. So here you will find a definition of related services and some examples of what related services are. And then we also have the secondary transition, which is transition, educational transition. And then in Florida, that starts at 12 years old. And then they have a guide to transition, Project 10, which is amazing, which we walked through earlier as well. And then we have the state advisory panel for the education of exceptional students. And then here you can have their meeting agendas and everything that belongs to there. Let's go back here. We can find information on OSAP, the SIPR. This is a great resource, Center for Parent Information and Resources. Now, so let's bring it back to the survey, right? So using resources like the BEESS website is going to help families better understand the system, how decisions are being made, and who are making this decision. And then also it will help families understand that their survey responses become even more meaningful because they are actually grounded in both experience and in knowledge. So before I wrap up this section, we would like to share with you that, again, like we said, go and take the survey because your voice matters. Okay, your voice matters. Okay, and then also go through the website if you want to look at the survey complete before you start entering your answers. Please go on the BEESS website, parent information survey, and you can open the PDF. You can look at it in any language, or the three main languages. You can find it on there, and because it's important. If family knows where things are, where they have to go, things becomes a little bit easier, and it will help you understand that your voice is powerful. It is even more powerful when you actually take the survey, because you are supporting decision making here in Florida. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next segment.